All right, so Coach, it's been a couple weeks since we had time to talk a little bit. I know you've been really busy with fall ball starting, or whatever you want to call it. Is that what you call it, fall ball? Or?
Well, it's just regular in season.
Okay.
We don't really have a fall season, but what we call is a preseason, and that's usually in October.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you did some preseason stuff, but now you're in a regular season pretty much, right? November 2nd, I think, was the first game?
Yes, November 2nd was our first game. We opened up with Trinity College. Also, that was a very big day. Dr. Micheal, Dr. Beard had a great presentation at halftime. Very well attended. All the athletes came in and watched the game, so it was very exciting.
So they came to watch that presentation, and that was for?
A dedication for the weight room for Dr. Beard, and then also the cardio room for Dr. Micheal, which I didn't realize I called it because he's a cardiologist. So I think that's why they call it the cardio room. And I didn't really catch it until one day I stood there, I was like, wait a minute, he is a heart doctor. So they're very catchy.
Yeah. So if you ever, I think we did touch on this once, but if you're ever at the West Campus and you get a chance to come over and check out the new facilities, are really spectacular.
Very nice.
They used to have just one weight room, right? Where
that
everything
is correct.
was all in one tiny little room. So now they've split that apart, and they have the weight room in one section and a cardio room that's really quite open and got a lot of glass and stuff. So
very nice.
Very airy and open.
Comparable to any workout gym that you probably would visit. They even got dumbbells to go up to 100 pounds. So it's nice. Pretty well put out.
A little bit of a change for your players then.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you got to remember, we had one weight room, and then we had the old Cybex machines that I worked out on when I played.
Wow.
And that's how long it's been.
I'm not trying to make you seem old here.
And I'm not, but it just lets you know how much this, not only the gym, but the campus has grown as far as upgrades, projects that they're working on. Is very nice.
And speaking of that, we're in one of their latest ones right now. We decided to move outside. It's a beautiful day.
Very beautiful day.
We've got a new portico here at the front of the gymnasium that they finished, I don't know, maybe a year ago or something.
Yes, a little over a year ago. Very nice. Has a very nice front touch on it. There's a lot you can do out here in the quad area. And I think there's still some little more things to come too with it.
But it's got a nice overhang here, a nice area for maybe some tailgating activities and stuff like that. So.
Oh yeah, that's some good ideas right there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So first game was November 2nd. You touched on that. You said you played Trinity College, which we've talked about before is kind of the local rival for you.
Yes.
Is that a measuring stick for you?
Yes. Because they're a 4-year school and we're a 2-year school athletically. And like I said, my coach is the head coach for Trinity College, which is Rob Piasana. He was my assistant coach when I played here at Pasco. And it just helps us understand where we are as a team and how well we play. It doesn't really matter the score. It's about execution and how we play. Obviously, we want to win. But we did pretty good.
I thought you did. At one point, I was here for the first half. You were up like 20-2 or something at one point, I believe.
Yeah, something like that. It was nothing special we did. I think the team just was excited. They wanted to play and play together, and that happens when you come to play, and that's what we look forward to.
I thought there was a lot of steals. Was that a game where you had quite a few of them? Or?
We did. We had quite a few. We had low turnover ratio. Free throw shooting was good. I think everybody just came in wanting to play well for the first game.
Speaking of fast break Fridays, I saw a lot of fast breaks in that first half at least.
Sure.
So you had some great plays going on.
Oh yeah.
Guys were clearly excited.
The one thing that now you see a lot of the college games now, they're played in the full court and then also in the half court. So that's just part of a cornerstone of offense.
So that game you won. And so what's your record right now for the people?
Record right now is 4-4. So that's like 500. So we're kind of like even. And we play St. Pete tomorrow at 4 o'clock at their place. And, we're just excited. We got that game, and then we got a game on Tuesday right before Thanksgiving break.
23rd.
And that's Florida Gateway.
And that one's going to actually be live stream, and they're going to broadcast, I believe.
And they're going to broadcast that game.
So you'll have probably Dr. Bate again, or,
Yes.
or at least Dylan Spalding for sure.
I think both of them are teaming up to do it.
Good deal.
And like I said, for him to take time out of his busy schedule, both of them to come out and commentate a game, hey, I appreciate it.
I think it went really well last time, and the library staff, like we always talk about, did a wonderful job with
Like
it.
I said, they work wonders. I can't thank them enough. I try to do the best I can to kind of give them a T-shirt or something every now and then if I got any. And like I said, James and Tyler do a great job.
So you played St. Pete already once this year, didn't you?
Correct.
They came here.
They came here.
And how do you feel about that game?
I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm excited about every game. But, you know, being that they're JUCO 1, we're JUCO 2, and I think when we played them first, we only lost by like 11. And I get excited because we get close to, victory.
Right.
And so I'm going in that same expectation and then cut that score to like 2-3 and try to possibly win that thing. But the biggest thing, like I said, I look for segments of improvement even out of a win and a loss.
Right.
Because once we get to the end of the year towards the championship game, which causes us to help us to advance, these are the things that we look forward to when we play these teams.
So I'm just out of curiosity.
Sure.
In the rankings, how does playing a JUCO 1 team, does that affect your rankings? I mean, do they weigh that? Is it a coach's poll?
Over the years, even before we were because at one point we was the only JUCO 2 in Florida. And under the NJC rule, you had to win 50% of your record because you was the only team to advance to North Carolina, which is in Region 10 where we play for the tournament. Now, since there's 2 and they're going to be more, which is Palm Beach, but they didn't play this year, now we have a playoff system that dictates who goes to North Carolina. So, but that go back to answering your question, over the years since I've been here as head coach, when you play JUCO 1, the NJCA ranks your schedule based on the teams that you play. So at one point, I think our schedule at the highest was ranked 7th in the country at one time.
Goodness.
Because we were playing Northwest Florida, a lot of good JUCO 1 teams. Believe it or not, Florida is one of the best JUCO states in the country because most of the teams, athletes are not from Florida. They're from all over the globe. Wow. And the talent is very, very good. The Panhandle has always been the standard as far as high-level performing athletes. Picture this. My freshman year as a JUCO player, not that I want to reminisce, but just to give you an idea, my freshman year when we went to the tournament, at the time they were called Okaloosa-Walton, which is now Northwest Florida, in Graceville, right outside of Panama City Beach.
Gotcha.
So we played them in the semifinals. They had a guy by the name of Kendrick Brown, 6'8". He went 6th pick in the NBA draft right out of junior college. First round.
That says a lot.
That says a lot. So I'm giving that's why and it still has been talent for talent in the Panhandle to this day. And I think when I became an assistant coach, I can't remember what year it was, but Sam Cassell had a son at Pensacola.
Okay.
Latrell Sprewell had a son at Daytona. And I think Ben Wallace had a son at HEC.
Wow.
In the same year. And that's the type of talent that JUCO Florida produces.
So if you're considering playing in JUCO in Florida,
yes,
call this guy.
Please call Coach Jones. We'd love to have you down
absolutely.
here. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So the next game, not tonight's game, but after that is the 23rd.
Yes.
Right, and that's here.
Home.
And that's against
Florida Gateway.
And what's the significance of that?
Okay, so we play Florida Gateway 6 times. And what that does is it tells us whoever has the most wins gets to pick who gets to host the championship game at the end of the season.
Because there's only 2 in the region right now, or district.
Technically it's 3.
3, but one's not playing.
One's not playing this year because they need to get everything in order for them to have a system. So, yeah, we're going to be playing Gateway for the Region 8 championship.
Is this your first game against them this year?
This will be our first game this year against them on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
So I'm excited to see us play. We actually got a chance to scout them and watch them. We all went to TCC Jamboree this year in October, which is a preseason game.
that.
They don't count, but mostly all the schools in the state of Florida go there and play, and you play 3 games, and you get a chance to watch different teams. So we got a chance to watch them play. They got a chance to watch us play. So it was great. Yeah.
So it'll be nice though to start out with a victory against them.
Absolutely.
Because that sets the kind of the tone.
It does.
Right, for the season. It
Oh,
gets
yeah.
you kind of feeling like, hey, we got a chance to.
Right. Now,
I mean, even if you lose, you still have a chance. Don't get me wrong, but
of course.
you start with a victory, you have a little bit of a different attitude about
And see,
it.
the thing is, you got to take them one game at a time.
Right.
So, but don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm excited. The fire's burning for St. Pete, but then in the back of my mind, the fire's already burning for Gateway. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you're anticipating, you know, how we look, and then, you know, you're just ready for that ball to go up and get in there.
What do they do if you guys split the series?
Okay, so we kind of got like a system in place for that. So don't quote me on this, but I think, so let's say if we tie.
Right.
If we tie, then we go and look at our schedule to see who we've played twice, and then whoever has the better record out of that will host the venue. And then again, if we tie again, then we go back to who has the most points.
Points for,
from the 6 games.
Oh, I gotcha.
To see who will host venue.
So.
And then if there's another thing where out of just 1 out of a million chance that happens, then you do a coin toss or something like that. Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So, but next year it'll change because there'll be 3 of you, right? And there won't be any.
Right. That's what. It will be 3. Now, who's to say it might be more? You never know.
Gotcha. But it'll be at least 3.
It'll be. Well, we definitely know it'll be 3.
And I guess technically, you're going to play each other at least how many times?
If they keep the same amount of games 6 times. So you're talking 6 against Gateway, 6 against Palm Beach.
I mean, is there any way that it could go 3-3-3? Like you could all,
possibly.
And then still have like a 3-way tie?
Possibly.
Not likely.
Not likely, but that sometimes that happens. Some things in sport will happen and be like, man, and you won't see that again for another so many years.
The likelihood of that will decrease though with having a 3rd team competing though. So.
Oh yeah.
And Palm Beach State, right?
That's correct.
And they're JUCO 2.
They're JUCO 2.
Have they been JUCO 2? Or
no, this is their
down?
first year as a junior college going Division 2.
Gotcha.
And they were Division 1 all these years until now. And yeah, we used to play them back when we were JUCO 1 and stuff like that. Yeah.
Where are they located?
I believe that's Fort Lauderdale. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's Fort Lauderdale. Great team. No, I'm sorry. That's not Fort Lauderdale. I believe it's Palm Beach Gardens.
Okay.
I believe, which is either right above it.
One of those palm places in Florida.
Correct. Yeah.
So you mentioned before we went on the air about dealing with some injuries or anything serious you're talking about?
Right now, nothing serious. Everybody that's hurt and injured right now gets an opportunity to come back.
Okay.
To play. So all of them have met doctors, and doc said they got to take just small little time off, and then they can get back in, which is a great sign. The one thing you don't want to hear a doctor say, well, he's not going to be able to come back this year. We haven't had that, good. Right now we're in a good spot, which is what we want. Being that we have, two eligibilities, and this is this in season, but you got the first part of like fall, winter, and then you go right into spring, winter, spring, and then that's when everything's all for the marble. So that's what we want, and so we're trying to keep all our guys healthy, keep them eligible, keep them focused.
Right.
So yeah.
How many games do you play for the entire season?
Right now, we haven't played a big schedule like this in a while, so we're playing 30 and that's not including postseason.
And how many months does that span? Because you start
not even counting scrimmage.
November 1st, right? So
well, November 1st, but
if you count your scrimmages,
if you count your scrimmage, that's October, November, December, January, February, and then possibly March. So you're talking about almost a 6-month.
Wow. A
6-month season. If we advance.
Right.
I mean, at max 5, but there's a potential 6.
Still, that's a pretty good span.
Yes, sir.
To keep everybody focused and healthy.
For that long.
Yeah, and you did mention that they have to be academically eligible.
That is correct.
Twice a year.
Twice a year.
Yeah, both semesters.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm gonna try to come out for the 23rd game. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so I like coming out, and I would recommend anybody out there who's got kids that are interested, or
Please.
even if they're an adult that's interested in basketball at all. It's really great competition. It's really fast paced. The guys play really hard.
Oh yeah.
You'll see some amazing plays.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get all amped up when I see them, do that stuff, and the crowd does too here. There's an atmosphere. There's
Oh
no
yeah,
doubt.
it's very exciting. And all the years I've been coaching, maybe a couple times, but if you notice, if you go back and watch every film, I never sit down.
Yeah. No, I you do a lot of pacing.
I do a lot of pacing.
A lot of pacing.
Because coaching is almost like the next best thing to playing. So
Yeah.
when I'm coaching, I feel like I'm spiritually in the game.
Oh, well, you are technically.
You know what I mean? And then I'm coaching, I'm
yep.
thinking, I'm watching plays, I'm watching them develop, and I'm trying to see plays down the road after the plays develop. And it's hard to just sit on all that energy. That's why I have to walk it out.
I would imagine that being a coach, you have to think that way.
You do.
You have to think that I'm out on the court.
Yeah.
To be able to figure out what's
And if
happening.
you notice, a lot of other coaches' philosophies are different.
Mm-hmm.
They may feel comfortable just, sitting.
Right.
And I just never got to that point yet. So I stand. And sometimes, now I might not be as pacey, so sometimes you'll see me stand like this.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see me stand like this, I'm thinking about, like, I'm reading D, I'm reading our guys, I'm looking for tendencies, so I'm actually like analyzing the game. And then when I really want to get in the game, I'm walking. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell you, I like your coaching style.
I appreciate it.
I really do.
I appreciate it.
It's fun to watch because you can tell that you're really serious into it. So.
Sure, and I think one of the things I've done over the years, I used to yell a whole lot, and now I kind of died that down. Well, I shouldn't have to yell a lot. If we do everything in practice, it should be fine. So now I've become over a more relaxed approach. But every now and then you'll probably hear my voice, but not as much as I used to because I've matured a little bit more, I think. Yeah.
So again, if you are in the area on the 23rd at what time?
7:00 p.m.
It's a in-state rivalry game against Florida Gateway College, and again, they play a series of 6 games.
Six games.
We need everybody to come out and support them for this game, support our team, and get them off to the series on a good foot here with a W and lots of support, right?
Absolutely.
You can watch the game on YouTube.
Yes.
And look for Dr. Bob Bade and Dylan Spalding, one of our students that does broadcasting with us, to actually be commentating that game. Bob does a lot of the color.
Yes.
Dylan does the play-by-play,
Yes.
and they do the baseball games as well, so they're pretty entertaining. And they like to have a lot of special guests. I think Dr. Beard actually was on the last one, and the president of Trinity College, I believe, Dr. O'Farrell's father.
Yes, he was. And they actually, at the end of the game, had a player of the game, Warren McClymont, so they was able to talk to him after the game. So they really did some exciting stuff, even in the first time they did it for basketball. I mean, that was great.
So, I mean, it's almost like a professional broadcast. I
Absolutely.
mean, they got guests in the booth, and they get players after the game. Maybe they can get you to have a little chat with them next time.
I can see that happening. I can really see that happening. It's just a matter of time.
Depending on how you're feeling, though, I would imagine, right?
It's tough. I mean, if you watch, not to get off subject, but since we're talking about that, you see a lot of coaches on TV, football, baseball, basketball, and then especially like football, it's halftime and the news go talk to the coach. And the thing about it, your emotions are like here. I'm a psych guy, so your emotions are all over the place. So I think over time they've worked on composure and just say what you need to say and then head to the locker room. Because one thing you don't want to do is respond from your emotions.
Gotcha.
You have to respond from your philosophy and from your wisdom of what you're finna go in to tell them at halftime. So that is, you really have to be a mature coach and a seasoned coach a little bit to kind of deal with that.
Have a microphone in your face immediately after a big play
and it's
or something
constant.
happens.
It's constant. Yeah, definitely.
So I'll get the microphone out of your face right now, and we'll sign off for today.
Sure.
This is actually this is going to be episode 3.
Yes.
So we'll try to get this one out hopefully today. Actually, it has to go today because we're talking about
The Gateway game.
The Gateway game
yeah.
and the St. Pete game.
And the St. Pete game.
So we got to put this out today.
Sounds
so
good.
Look for it later today, folks.
Later today, baby. Later
right.
today.
Have a good weekend. Hopefully we'll see you at the game.
Take care.